Alright, back in Imagine. I'm still at level 77 and not much has changed, but I'm recording because I have some synthing that I wanted to handle. Yeah, it's just showing you King Long. But there was a bug in the game for a while. For instance, the care command, which usually can only be used like once every 20 hours, was actually usable once every time you enter a new map or you log in. So consequently, because of that bug, I was able to actually get some crystals and have a Cinther crystallize some demons. The ones that I have right now are two Oni crystals, one Karanzan crystal, and one Angel crystal. And I'm using these for a specific reason. I have two katanas Renki. What I'm gonna do is I'm looking for a Cinther or somebody who can perform synthesis to actually mold these into something useful. And as you can see, if you remember, Orobas, when I originally fused him, was basically had the wishes death to me friendship level, but because of the bug I was able to increase friendship drastically. However, later on this day the bug was fixed, so the joys of actually having to increase friendship once you leave the map back and forth are all gone. So I'm in a Cinther's party. For Cinthers, you have to be in a party. For CIers, you don't have to be in a party, but you have to trade equipment to them. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm building the this one. I think this is the one with the Karanzan or the Oni crystal, but this will actually evolve into something else. Okay, so there's the Karanzan crystal. So what I'm trying to do is when I'm trying to build an elemental sword. I already have made one with the help of a Cinther, and that is called the Blade of the Wind God, which naturally does force-based damage. So I'm going to use Tarot for this. This should be the one. And I'm making a Blade of Flames. Basically a fire damage sword. And for this, Blade of the Thunder God, which is electric based. These are probably the easiest swords to build. I'm just dividing some money so I can give her, can pay her. Because usually this is a business like everything else, so I'm just gave her some money. So I got the Blade of Flames, which doesn't look all too dissimilar from the Katana of Renki, and the Blade of the Thunder God, which looks nothing like Katana of Renki. These do elemental damage, but because elemental systems, unlike in Shadow Hearts, are much more complicated, for instance, there's a lot more resistances, repels, absorbs, etc. I try not to rely heavily on these. I'm in Shinagawa right now. I'm trying to do a demon quest for Palais Athena. The trouble is that I'm using the blue plasmas, but there's very small. There's blue plasmas in Shibuya, but they're very few. So they're usually quite guarded. And a lot of fusers are actually crowding around to get to them. So here there's a lot more, they spawn quicker, and I usually do this when it's just out of the way. So I got 2 Kaja stones and some magnetite. Okay, now I'm in Shunho Zone. I'm doing the Card Mania quest to get DCM for sale. And though this took a little bit longer, I checked with one of the knights for the guy in church and started the invasion quest. But I won't be able to do that until the weekend. Okay. I'm in the Stevens run, so I'm teleporting all over the place. What I have right now is the Blade of the Wind God. So, normally Raijus are naturally resistant to any melee-based attacks. Here, the force damage actually trumps the slash damage. So you can actually do a lot more damage to Raijus. And since I'm going to be fighting Nuis, I'm going to use the Blade of Flames. The Blade of the Wind God will work just as well, but Blade of Flames is equally as effective. But I was pretty much thrown around quite a bit because the stupid Nuis alternate between counter and electric discharge, so they'll knock you back and then they'll counter. And this is just an evidence of how powerful an elemental blade is. Shisas, this one would take normally a long time to kill, and they repel slash damage. So as you can see, I was able to bring them down really fast. That just shows the advantage, but the disadvantage is plain and simple. It still trumps slash damage. This is my mage right now. He's at level 43. The permanent level up mode bug is completely used up and almost gone. The eye thing allows me to use 2 eye spells for the price of 1. And the wings are for increasing my speed. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I'll see ya.